It's Monkey Mania!
The last time we encountered Cang toys was their genuinely beautiful but equally frustrating take on Tantrum, Land Bull. It was a real looker, but that transformation absolutely ruined any possible enjoyment. The weight of that process was always on my mind, making the whole thing impossible to really enjoy. But they've also done a fun little gorilla, so welcome back with open arms, Cang toys. THORMINI here is a mini version of their Thorilla toy, which I'm mildly tempted to pick up, but only because I don't learn lessons. Surely though this smaller version can't be the complicated mess that Landbull was. It can't be, but first, the robot mode. Cang Toys is so unique and identifiable in their design. I'm not in love with their styling on everything, but this design really speaks to me. A great marriage of greys, golds and reds, everything's so sharp and detailed, and there's enough articulation to get some really cool poses out of them. We get two weapons. First is this quad blaster, which looks like it does something else, but doesn't. And you get this pretty menacing looking sword slash pizza cutter of doom. It's got a lovely sheen to it, and it reminds me of a scary version of King Poseidon's sword, if you can imagine that. You can spin the little wheel, and I know this won't be a popular opinion, but I'd hate to be battered by this thing. Getting THORMINI into their gorilla mode isn't nearly the headache I was expecting it to be. If I'd say anything, it's fun. You know, we still have this third party problem of sharp edges making some pieces actively painful to transform, and you might lose a fingernail along the way, but we end up with this really nicely proportioned gorilla mode. It's got all the features you could want. It can stand there. It can open its mouth. And that's about it. But to be fair, posability doesn't change that much in this mode. But like a lot of Primal style toys, it's essentially the same thing, but a little squatter. By that, of course, I mean he's shorter, not someone who unlawfully occupies an uninhabited building or unused land. Just want to clear that up. The proportions and the overall stance is just great, though. You know, they've nailed that part for sure. You can also attach the blaster piece to the backpack, which limits his head movement, and it can't be comfortable, but it does look very cool. And that's what we're all about here at TRDQ. The problem here is that I like THORMINI enough to at least consider that the Thorilla toy might be just as much fun, and I know in my heart it won't be. This lad's part of the Cang Toys Predacon-inspired squad, and it turns into a nice pair of pants for the combiner mode, which I'm absolutely not going to attempt for this video because I value my time and sanity too much. Plus that combined mode is... I don't know. I don't know if it's horrendous or exactly what I'm into, and it might be both. So that's one stinker and one pretty decent toy. The score is tied. How will we settle this?
You're going to buy the big monkey, aren't you?
No, not necessarily.
You're going to buy the big monkey, aren't you?
Oh, well, look, I'm definitely thinking about it, alright?
You're going to buy the big monkey, aren't you?
Yep. Thanks again to everyone who supports the channel on patreon.com/TRDQ, especially patron Shondo Gecko, whose favourite toy of all time is Mondo Gecko. That checks out. Thanks again, folks, and remember, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Bye.